What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It's time for a brand new video. Talking today, a little bit of transfer news that has popped up today. Also going to be speaking about Cody Gakpo and a sensational story as to why he did not join Leeds United. And we're also going to be speaking a little bit about yesterday's game, which obviously was a very drab affair. And a lot of you agreed in the comments as well. So shout out to everyone that joined me for the match reaction yesterday. Probably the shortest one I'll ever do live. I think it clocked in around 15 minutes. And about 4 of them was talking about how Buendia isn't coming to Leeds United. But listen, before I get into today's video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop your thoughts, comments on anything discussed today. Big thank you to Malcolm Patrick, Mr. P, Russ, and William Morrison. Thank you for the super thanks donations on the last videos. Much appreciated, guys. And if you want to become a member of the channel, the link is in the description. So, Leeds United still top of the table. And it was so funny today, by the way, watching TalkSport and various other places trying to pick the bones out of yesterday's game. I think everyone universally can agree it was probably one of the worst games we've seen in years. I know for me personally, it even beats the West Brom one. Maybe that's recency bias for me, but the West Brom away, you know, after we lost 3-0 against Middlesbrough in the Cup and we really went to West Brom not to lose, maybe we had a little bit more attacking intent yesterday, but yeah, it was a drab watch. And listen, both managers, I listened to both managers and both seem absolutely fine with the draw. It wouldn't surprise me if they shook hands before the game and said, shall we take a point each? And they said, yeah. You know, one of those, it seemed just so set up for a draw. And that's why I predicted 0-0 for this game. Farke did say good defensive behavior, difficult game, two of the best sides in the league, bad weather. They had a massive unbeaten run, a game of little mistakes, both teams without crucial mistakes and chances. Ain't that the truth? First shot on target, people, 89th minute. Crazy stuff. And I think this goes into what a few viewers talked about yesterday and what we already know about Daniel Farke. But his comment in regards to Gruev and reason why he was brought in was to deal with Josh Brownhill. And for me, I understand it. For me, you should always have a plan for the opposition's best players. You should always do that. But we've got a lot of threats ourselves. And I just feel if we imposed our game on a lot more teams, especially away from home, we'd have a much healthier point total, even with Meslier in goal. I feel like we've dropped points where we haven't been going for the jugular, where the team that we have, we can absolutely do so. And that comment yesterday with Danny Farke talking about Gruev handling Brownhill, which he did. I mean, everyone handled each other, pause. You know, it was a game of absolute checkmate yesterday. But I just feel if you're going in with that kind of mindset to nullify their attack instead of focusing on our flourishing attack, which has scored a lot more goals than Burnley, that kind of does say something about the manager's mentality, in my opinion. But that's a conversation for another day, I guess. But look, he then went on to talk about transfers, and he said this. I have not checked my phone for the last 6 hours. I will check it after this press conference. Perhaps I can tell you more about transfers in the next press conference. You know, very cryptic there. Maybe there's something in the works. And if there is it to do with a new report linking us to Matt Targett, who's a left back? It's probably the position I've said that we do need to target. But one of the things for me is, why do we like broken toys so much? Why can we not go for a player that he may be out of favor with his Premier League team, but he doesn't have a horrific injury record? And Matt Targett is, I mean, his injury record is terrible. Overall, with the player, I've always said this about him. Even in the Premier League, he's a steady Eddie. He's just one of those where you're not going to get any problems. You're not going to get anything spectacular, but he will be a steady hand. You know, he'll be a good hand at left back. The problem with Matt Targett, though, is his injury record stinks. So going into this, it's one of these things here. And I'm only going to go from the Newcastle days. I think that's fair. You know, that's, you know, more recent history. But he's missed a lot of games through injury alone. And then obviously when he hasn't been injured, sometimes he's not being selected, quite frankly, because, you know, Dan Burns doing such a good job there. They've obviously got Lewis Hall there. So he's not going to get game time in this Newcastle team. But he has missed a lot due to fitness worries. And it just like, are we just trying to keep our medical team busy? I mean, haven't they got enough on their plates with Patrick Bamford? You know, they don't need additional, you know, support in there to you know, Max Verber. It just seems like we just keep on going for broken things. And even when with Ben Davies, who's now back and playing for Tottenham, you know, he had just come back from a hamstring injury. We don't know what we're going to get with Matt Targett in terms of his fitness, but this is another one, I guess, if Leeds United were to get him, and it is on the strict basis, and I mean this strict basis, it's a short-term loan, then as long as he's fit and ready to go, then I can see why they would do it. But it also throws up more questions. In that case, does that, I think that moves Schmidt out of the lineup. I do. I think that puts Schmidt off the bench, and it will probably put Target on there. Or does he replace Junior Firpo, who at this moment in time is not even being entrusted in a game against Burnley? And I know why, but when you're talking about Firpo, he's literally, allegedly our number one left back, and he's not getting picked for a very big game away from home. So it's one of those. Are we in desperate need of this, or could we have gone for a centre back first, a 10 even? Danny Farke spoke about a striker. Left back at this moment in time, with everyone fit, it's kind of like, can we not just go and strengthen another area instead? Maybe then he thinks that Schmidt's a winger. I don't know. But yeah, it's one of those for me where we're coming to that stage now, to the end of the window, where the window's shut in. I think it's the 3rd of Feb. But what I don't want to do is that whole thing that football clubs do to fans, in that you want a signing, you know that you need to fill in the gaps, and you're just grateful for anything coming the end of the window because you're starving. You know what I mean? You've been expecting a nice meal throughout the month, but as you get to the end, you're happy to see a cracker with some butter on it. No, you've got to make sure that you still get the right signings in the building. And if he's got any health, issues from over the last couple of years, I would definitely stay away and look elsewhere. But as I say, if he plays and he's fit, he would be a good hand to have at this level for sure. Give me your thoughts in the comments, though. What you're saying is Matt Targett someone that you would bring in? There's some people, I know people are going to talk about his wages. Obviously, if Leeds United are targeting him, there is a way of doing the wages in terms of Newcastle being willing to let him go, or subsidize wages, or he's willing to take a little bit of a cut. So don't concern yourself about the wages in that way. Think about the player himself. Someone who's on the outs, and I did say this a couple of weeks ago, but it looks like it is coming to fruition. Sonny Perkins will be going to Leyton Orient. It's going to be a small fee. Not even sure it's going to be 6 figures. If it's going to be 6 figures, it's going to be very low. But we are going to stick on a sizable sell-on percentage if Leyton Orient get any money for him, and we'll get something for him down the line. So there you go, Sonny Perkins, and good luck to him, man. Look, it didn't work out for a couple of reasons. I'm not going to say on here, but yeah, listen, if he blows up at Leyton Orient and we get a good fee down the road, win-win for Leeds United, in my opinion. Now, the last story, and this one is just for, I mean, this is amazing, and I'm not going to stay in it too long, but Cody Gakpo, as you know, we were in for him, well, according to this, August 2022. He had a choice of us, Southampton, and Cody Gakpo let religion guide him. So if you're religious, I'm not, but if you're religious, even the big man don't like Leeds United, because if he had scored 1 goal in a game against, I want to say Volendam, if he had scored 1 goal, he would have joined Southampton. If he had scored 2 goals, he would have joined Leeds United. If he'd scored a hat trick, he'd stay at PSV. And one of the goals was almost the own goal. He was sitting on the bench going, "Oh, I'm just leaving it in God's hand." Well, it wasn't an own goal. It was credited to him, and he got a hat trick. So he stayed at PSV. Crazy stuff. But it just makes you think, doesn't it? It just makes you think about, decisions people make. Like, we do this in life anyway, don't we? Like, if someone's called you from upstairs, but you don't really want to get up, you're like, "Oh, okay, if they call me again, I'll go. Okay, I'll go. Hey, no, okay, I'm going." You know what I mean? We all do it, but crazy how he did this on the base of his career. But listen, people, lead whatever guides you, whatever gives you peace, cool. But I just thought it was an amazing story. And I would, go back and watch it. It's on ESPN UK's socials. Go and have a watch of it and listen for yourself. But yeah, that is it for the video, people. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please like the video. It is free to do. It does help out the channel in a big way. Thank you to every single one of you that do watch the videos. It really does mean a lot. And I'll see you in the next one, people. Peace out.